Cool. So we died again, but we knew that was going to happen. You really just have to make a stern in-house rule, like we're not going to save scum. I'm pretty sure I could just quick save, try that over and over again until I get the 8% roll, yeah? But that's cheaty. So cheaty. Cool. You can zoom. I didn't realize you could zoom. Whoa. Damn, that... Okay, shit, I never realized you could zoom in and out. That's... God, zooming out helps a lot. Didn't even realize that. Hey, you freshman, welcome, welcome.
Your race descent has only worsened.
If I try it over and over again.
You have really let yourself go.
It's never gonna happen. This is our fort cabinet. No idea how this shit works. If I internalize. Is that just happening now? Oh, it is. I'm internalizing it. Okay, so I just let that rock. And I just keep playing, and after 6 hours, that'll just kick in. I think that's what I was meant to do, just start it and just keep going on. And the whole time while I play, I am internalizing. Sort of just what happened on our bender. Tracing our drunken steps. I see. Cool. Alright, well I think we've talked to this guy enough for now. We can get in on his race theory. But let's not do that for now. Cannot get past this guy. So have a bit more of a look around. Stuff on the roof. I want in. Oh, I thought he was actually going to walk all the way to that thing. What's in here? I haven't been in here. Let's do an actual hard save. A funky little shop.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Alco achieve. What is this machine?
Oh, that's the tear machine.
Yes, but what is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine, then it gives you money.
I see. And how do I pick up tear for the tear machine?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so... Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there, somewhere.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
Oh, yeah. So we could get a raincoat with this Fritta slogan. Yeah, we can't afford it.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Which we do not have. We're broke. I think we need to pay off our, damages in the hotel before we go buying things. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Unless we really need something, I think I should go and... Have we got enough money to pay off the hotel already?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. No, sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Nosafed heals +1 health. Duramine heals +3 health. Magnesium heals +1 morale. Hypnogamma heals +3 morale.
So it's 1 or 3 for the heals.
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Pretty straightforward. This game is Disco Elysium. We are an alcoholic cop who's woken up with no memory, and we need to solve a murder. So we're sort of just walking around, retracing our steps, getting our memory back, talking to people, and trying to solve a murder, I guess. We woke up in our undies, completely hungover, no memories, smashed window. We're pretty wrecked. We're a complete lost, drunk, alcoholic cop. And yeah, everybody's really, really racist.
A small cabinet on the wall. A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
I am in heaven. I need it all so bad. This is not a good place for a recovering addict. Say nothing, just take it in.
The beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all.
Just eyeing off the liquor cabinet.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Do you sell any under-the-counter vices?
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Tell me more.
The pale age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
What is pale?
You know.
No. What will consuming this stuff do to my body?
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale. Use medication, like Nosafed and Magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
Dude, the booze is expensive, that pale-aged vodka. 30 real.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover boasting a colourful photo of two girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
I approve of this. Very futuristic. Tap on the girls kissing. Let's ask about the Fashion Police feature.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
point to her hat. I bet your hat would take the prize.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Before we go on, what is this frit?
I don't know. Frit?
And what is frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta with 2 T's, a
Fritta.
men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Would that really hold up? It's still so close. It's pretty much the exact same thing. Like, I'm pretty sure if I started my own video game company called Nintendo with 2 T's, I don't think that would hold up in court.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Did you know the man who died?
Not really.
Does it mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
She doesn't know much.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Not too much info in here, but we've got this machine, which I guess once we get
The
it
till
back...
machine stands in the corner. A sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
People have talked about a bag before, so at some point I guess we're going to need a bag. We can buy a bunch of stuff in there, and there's that machine, I guess. Dude, I want to read the tooltips. They're actually funny. What does it say? Don't be afraid to say weird things. I like saying weird things. So other than siding with this racist dude up here, I'm wondering if we come here at nighttime, if all these people will sort of leave and we can just go in there at night. Yeah, remaining time. Cool. Alright. Well, I think we could go, like, up. There was still lots of area to explore, wasn't there? Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement, like an eggshell. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. What are these guys up to? The spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fills the air.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
That's a good saying. You're a man with a fork in a world of soup. That's a good... That's funny. This is the opposite of Fortnite. This game is basically a visual novel. It's just so much dialogue, but it's really well written. It's good.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls.
Manly men.
This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Shouldn't I ask what game it is first?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Dude, my coordination's pretty bad. Oh no, that's good. 72%. We could observe them first. I know 72% just going to dive in. Ooh, we're playing. Oh. Did I fuck up?
This felt
Serious?
wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Jesus Christ. This is a perfect shit just as my actual sister comes in and starts joining in the chat. Yeah. Very
Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
I'm dying. Oh, I'm dying. That was an excellent throw, was it really? I thought something way more spectacular would happen.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
His tone is full of admiration.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
He shakes his head in extreme disdain. Perfect throw. Well, I still feel defeated.
Probably because those rooster pants are squeezing you senseless. Whatever happened to practical, durable, Revachol made? Now, what can I do for you?
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
You can go straight into the questioning of the murder. You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay. It's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Who are the communards again?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women.
Suicide
strapped to
sex cult?
shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Why shell them here?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Deathblow. Sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Hold on. The coalition?
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Is that why everything is so bombed out?
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have a opinions on these things. Present one.
Uh-oh. Present our opinion. That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard working class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. The coalition seems quite capable, actually. Commies just don't understand how money works. Should I shake my head in shame till I get along with this guy? Foreign powers cleaned up a mess and now they rule us? Or are we getting into another racist trap here?
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains,
Sheesh.
I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned to Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Suzerain? How does Philippe III factor into this?
It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything.
Who was this Frissel?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
I hope I'm not meant to remember any of this stuff, because sheesh, there's a lot of names.
A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already.
Dude, I've forgotten everything.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Woof. 8% on the composure. Legendary. 14. What is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud? We're sort of back to the start, but we've added this now that we talked to him, but that 8%. What will happen if we at least try it and fail?
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fun?
Frissel the Fun, that's a good name.
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
Oh,
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
locked. We didn't get punished too hard for that. I saw the statue of Philip III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Powerful leaders, not afraid to do what must be done. That's what this country needs. Seems to me like a leader should take care of his people before himself.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
There is some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before.
The carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Unbreakable resolve. What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy.
Purple.
The nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
A cocaine connoisseur.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously annoyed.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor.
Jesus.
And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Good lord.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
Does it?
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
That's, yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like a load of just excuses, and that sounds like drug addict logic. Seems like irresponsible behavior for a monarch. Drug users shouldn't even operate heavy machinery, much less rule countries. Such responsibility requires a boost every now and then. I sometimes need one too. Let's ask, what was that about higher realms? Sounds interesting.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Right.
Yes, we ask about the murder.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Cool.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
What about police women?
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
Yeah, for paperwork and admin, sure. Not to mention keeping the station tidy and the men fed and happy. Sheesh. Now we're getting into sexism and misogyny. Everybody's an asshole in this game. There are no duties RCM women couldn't carry out.
But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks.
Sheesh.
Don't you, officer?
No, I don't think there's any... Should I just be a total misogynist and be like, yeah, no, we need the dudes to do it. Those women, back to the kitchen. He's literally a full, like, women in the kitchen vibe here. Sheesh. No, I don't think there's any evolutionary inequality at play here.
Really, officer. Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes out on top. Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail. But I do not wish to discuss this matter further.
Shit. Crazy. Can I talk to this guy separately?
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Oh, he's eating that sandwich. He's got a good sandwich.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
Honey, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
He loves that
Hello,
sandwich.
officer. How might I be of assistance of this fine day?
To ask for a bite of his sandwich. I don't want a bite of his sandwich. What are the rules of this game?
Oh, the goal is to throw your bull as close to the cochonnet as you can. That's the cochonnet.
Yeah, it's just lawn bowls, basically, isn't it?
Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rope. Then, the order of play is determined by a coin toss. You win it. You get to throw the cochonnet. Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must stay in the circle and keep both feet planted. I could, but I'd rather not. I don't want to take up your time with trivial details, officer.
I think I get it.
You'll put that knowledge to good use in 50 years. I'm sure of that, officer.
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now?
No, I do want to keep talking to him. We haven't talked to him much. I haven't asked him about the murder yet.
Hurry up, then.
What do you know about the dead man?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
You know absolutely nothing?
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
This guy's in the Union?
He means caviar socialists.
Caviar socialists?
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
Sounds a bit like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard.
And who is this Evrard, you know?
Evrard Clare. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
The Clare brothers.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Are you a Union member?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me.
In many ways?
Oh, yes.
So you're not an actual member?
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card. But Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is disintegrating before your and René's eyes. He doesn't know anything, because no one tells him anything. He's an outsider.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Weservein. Turns the way the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
What are the little things you do for Evrard?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
What kind of things do you write for him?
Oh, Nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little penman exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Are you a caviar socialist?
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer.
How can you write those newspaper pieces if you're not political? So you are a weather vane? But you need to believe in something. Freedom, the people, Revachol, or even money.
I believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever they want. Even if it's nothing at all. I'm very adaptable.
Mon Dieu.
The carabinier closes his eyes like he's never going to open them again. Looks like we've sort of been through everything.
No,
And
thank
that
you.
Fred.
For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Let's ask for a bite of his sandwich.
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
So I'm not going to hassle him for his sandwich.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then?
There seems to be a big Fred to push this guy for his sandwich. I don't know what or why we need him. Is there any big loss if I miss this? I don't want to take the
Sure,
guy's
officer.
sandwich.
No, thank you.
Because if I find myself in particular need of a sandwich...
Yes?
Enormous bulls worthy of a real man.
The dented yellow mailbox.
There's a bunch of books. There's a book about pate. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Hello.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
She stomps her feet to feel warmer. What kind of a store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this.
Little girl, I know what a book is. Books are like very long letters with stories inside them. Nah, it feels inappropriate to lecture this girl.
Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
What? Don't tell me what to do.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
Well, I'm just going through all of this in my dialogue in my own head. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide, as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
I should have a word with the store owner, maybe?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Hot juice. Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Cursed?
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
I don't think curses are real.
They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses.
There must be an economic reason for this.
One could say that entire economies are doomed, as they tend to crash every once in a while. It's just regular trading and selling of things, child. It doesn't work out for most people. Say the economy's one.
Yes, sir.
You realize she doesn't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. You know, the economy, it's like the network of everyone buying and selling and producing and consuming and stuff.
Why are they doing that?
Because that keeps the network working, right?
Okay, I understand, sir.
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. It's that bad.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
That was weird. Why would anyone want to read about crime?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way. I'm noticing these rain effects. Oh, the drops on the ground. Sort of looks weird on this pole. Looks kind of cool.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
I've heard about this dick a lot. She points to a book cover in which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. You know, nobody actually looks like that guy in the picture. That's just a stupid fantasy of a man.
She looks at Dick Mullen, frowning.
Oh, we're ruining it, we're breaking her.
He
Immersion.
isn't even drawn right.
He isn't even drawn right. This is not how human shoulders work. The perspective is all wrong.
She examines the picture, trying to find whatever is wrong with it. She then shrugs and puts the book aside, unconvinced.
That's just no way to cop. I can do it way better than Dick Mullen.
Sure you can, sir. He's just a fictional character. He'll be no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
Let's deduce something.
You failed
Fucking
to
we're
deduce
failing so
anything
much tonight.
substantial.
The first night we did a bunch of 40% rolls and we kept winning. Tonight we were losing like 80-something% rolls. We're just losing everything tonight.
She waits intently.
I'm a detective. I deduce that you are a girl.
Come on, anyone would notice that.
It's locked. What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in the situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
Super Mario Odyssey. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah? You think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination. Only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mom.
Yes, she knows books. Definitely.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain?
That's enough of romance for me.
Maybe some about other books?
Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold, reddened cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Fame is for vain people. Have better things to do.
Okay, sir.
Guess we will go in. Talk to the mom. Bookstore.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
Heimdall. Storekeep, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Oh, it sounds pretty good. Yeah, it sounds good. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
Damn straight.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Heimdallaman, the man from Heimdall. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
We can't afford this book.
Rows and rows of Heimdallamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall colonies. Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man from Heimdall and the snow crabs.
Snow crabs?
Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the Forest of Slaves. Man from Heimdall, Under the Lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall Burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat gamebook set in the world of Heimdallaman, and so much more.
Pain Threshold. Do any of the books call out to me?
Nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
Gift books and molten candy.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure. Or perhaps
Viticulturist?
you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
The voice is funny.
Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Oh,
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
wow, I have children, a family.
It certainly feels like whatever
My
you
morale
want
just took a hit.
will die with you.
I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family.
She fiddles with her pendant, thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Definitely can't afford that. So what about all these Wirral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
I don't like it.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
Is this sort of a dig at the whole like cult problem with D&D? They went into a bit of Stranger Things recently, the evil Dungeons and Dragons games.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure gamebook titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Anything that really catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
25 real. Crazy.
That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Does it? Damn, 25 real. Is this the adult section in the back?
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Look through the shelf.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about
Wholeness, unity, balance.
These 3 things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And
I'm interested in all the above, yes.
there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraise tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
Dude, the magnesium from plants sounds
This
worth
is
buying.
just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Inland Empire. Find something truly otherworldly.
The throbbing in your head
Finally, we got one.
increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
We were talking to someone else before about pale.
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
Sounds painful.
It is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation.
What else?
It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does this pale-aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
Alleged. A big doubt on that one.
That seems improbable.
Big doubt, yeah, the logic kicking in. I should probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there? How is that possible?
Is it any more improbable than anything else that human beings put their faith in?
Fair enough, yep. What else is in there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need.
Huh. Anything else of note?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Well, I certainly don't need that. I probably need that.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it.
Storekeep, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Oh no.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinaise. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here, Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme, Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
The northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou. It's like that. It's a French word, isn't it? Because there was that cartoon with that kid that was called that, wasn't it? Caillou. Squint first. Can you see the cities on the islands?
You can. On Caillou, Revachol,
Caillou.
a single black star. On Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu. On Archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers. On Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seo is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Yeah, I noticed we're actually like failing some of these. Most of the time these automatic ones pop up. It's constantly just been success. We've actually failed a couple here. Encyclopedia, we don't know what they are. We don't have the knowledge. Perhaps they are gods of distance and outer dust. Dude, this is a lot of ranting. I'm not really following this too well. The map of Insulinde. Look at the map of Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. Hudon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and close to Coal City. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
Storekeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite
You know what I
valuable,
can afford.
though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
We could try and steal it. We could afford this, but I want to make sure we've got enough money to pay off our debts first. Before we just go buying random things I'm not even sure if we need.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Anything of note in this shelf?
I would say... the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
Not me.
The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
Do her words seem vague and abstract to you?
So you recommend it?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one? Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
So it's the famous people book. Prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise. Well, we can't afford it anyway.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What's it about?
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover.
Blonde mane.
Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs
Jesus.
and cocaine into the other.
What the? That's something to be famous for. I mean, look, it's actually pretty impressive. I don't think I would aspire to that sort of skill set, but into his eyeballs, like the actual ball.
Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long.
She doesn't like us just reading through everything in the store.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
I can't afford anything you got anyway, lady. Tome of Fascist Magic. A quaint picture book brochure.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
This guy again, Dickie. What's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Note, reading about Dick Mullen would not actually make you a better detective.
That's right, I figured as much. Look through the display of books.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends.
This is sort of this game right now.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
Yeah, that would be brutal. Sort of like being a doctor or something. The psychological stuff would be crazy.
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
As far as I'm interested in how far this story will go. If there's something deeper about the whole psyche and the way our brain is working, the way we're sort of weirdly talking to ourselves. But for now, yes, brain.
You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The stalwart adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the murder in the orchard. The sordid affair of Dick Mullen.
Isn't that a classic murder book from someone else? Murder in the Orchard. Sounds familiar?
A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen.
Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no. Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Are there any more?
Yes. There's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
What do we have here? Mistaken Identity.
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Why does this speak to me?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
It's got to be something else.
Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere.
No, that's not it.
Is it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on?
What? No, that's not what's happening.
Yes, it is. The bulge in your pants is embarrassingly obvious.
What? Copying a boner in the bookstore?
Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really.
Wow, we're really actually copying a boner in the bookstore. At least Kim's looking the other way.
Something the matter?
No, now Kim's onto us. No, keep looking the other way. Casually adjust your pants. All good here.
The lieutenant nods. You think you detect the faintest trace of a grin on his face, but you can't say for certain.
There's a lot of stuff we could buy, or possibly steal in here. Are we allowed back here? In the adult section?
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
What's behind the curtain? We can just straight up pull open the curtains. Just like, screw you and look in there. We'll talk to her first. Hey, Claney, how's it going?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Examine the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
We know who the Seminese are. We had a full lecture from the Seminese guy.
Inhabitants of Île de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Should we just pull open the curtains? We should talk to the lady first before we piss her off. I think she'll get quite upset if I just rip those curtains open. Let's do a save. We'll talk to her lessons first and see what we can get from...
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Plaisance. The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Oh, no negative energy, please. Dude, what? We just go around asking people for money. We're the worst cop ever, which is an absolute drunk wreck who doesn't know anything about anything, and we just go around asking people for money. Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
True, true.
Certainly there are good things to be said about dependence.
Good things to be said about depends on what you're dependent on. It would forge ties between us working people. Good practice for fighting our common enemy. You misunderstand me. I'm a powerful feudal lord. I demand tribute. This is about traditions. Some of these are so stupid. Damn, you're right. What kind of a business relationship would that kickstart? Excuse me, I don't even know why I said that. A lapse of professionalism that does not represent my values. Dude, I'm going 3 or 4, I think. The whole vibe of just walking into a bookstore and asking her to give us money. I'm not really sure.
Exactly. In this kind of business relationship, I could come and critique your work any time. I could demand things from you, limiting your creative freedom.
We wouldn't want that.
So, are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books await you.
So what type of books, what types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
I'll take another look then.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl?
We've already got her in a bit of trouble. We could say no, she was definitely slacking off. She's out there, she's at her post. Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong. Annette is quite the trooper. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labour. So I'm going to grill her a bit about keeping the kid out the front.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
Let's change the subject.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Farewell for now, book peddler. Alright, so for real. So yeah, there's definitely, I don't know if you played this before, Cloney, but there seems to be consequences for almost everything. Like you can piss people off or get them on your sides, or you gotta be careful what you say or do. That said, I want to rip this curtain open, see what's going on back here.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
I want to open the curtains so bad.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, that's a pretty literal way of the game sort of saying, yeah, consequences, just as I just said, if we're going to mess with this.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse? I'm a police officer, I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Oh, she stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
Is it the curse?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
So we could come back and maybe do it a different time.
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
Very scary curtains.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
We're having fun so far, but this is 99% of the game. It's, I was saying in Discord, it's pretty much a visual novel. There's like so much dialogue. You're kind of just going through dialogue trees a lot.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a Simonese ward protecting it?
It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism. It's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
The void wraiths.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
I was like, what? How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Cacodemons.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
Desert pygmy shamans.
Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you.
There are hardly any customers in the store. Do you really think it's working?
Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and what to avoid.
Have you ever thought about a sale? Maybe this could lure in some customers.
Discount my wares? I can see, sir, that you don't value books very highly. Besides, this would only tempt the phantoms of doom. They can sense the desperation, you know.
The phantoms of doom. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Ooh, we got a good 83% roll on this. We've been getting cooked on rolls tonight. We've lost some over 80%. It's been like XCOM tonight. -1 gave smart-ass parenting advice. Oh, wow. I'm starting to understand, yeah. She didn't like our parenting advice. So I think that's hurt our chances of, like, doing things with her. You got to be really careful with what you say. This is what I'm talking about, the consequences. Like, if you just press every dialogue line, you're going to fuck yourself over. You really want to question if you do want to just say everything. Because I think at some point with all that talking I did then, I pissed her off a little bit. The smart-ass parenting advice, she did not appreciate. But we're still 83%.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
You silver-tongued fiend. Wait, what if I don't want to lie? Oh, yeah, God, we got to question how much we want to lie as well. But I want in behind that curtain real bad. So I'm going to lie my ass off.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Ooh, he's keen? Yeah, that's Ken sort of being like, nah, keep going, keep going. I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. You see, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact the void. Should we just say because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing?
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Ooh. Drama. Here we go. Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Semene's blood also runs through me. I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all the bad energies. That sounds dumb. We'll get the Semene's blood.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
I don't think we should throw Kim into this. I don't know, Kim seemed keen. We've got no problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are no match for me. That sounds a little boisterous and lame. Kim seemed to express that he was keen on this line that I was pushing. I might ask Kim? Oh no, we put him on the spot. The lieutenant mumbles in minor confusion. He has not been listening closely enough. You've put him on the spot. Dude, I thought Kim was keen. He pulled out his notebook. He was sort of nodding. Like,
I can assure you he is a police officer. Very knowledgeable.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
oh, I'm digging in really deep here with this lady. I'm assuming there is no curse, though. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Hand on your heart, on my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Do you not act surprised you know this? You mean like we're pretending, we're just lying out of our ass, so we've got to keep a cool facade. Be like, oh yeah, the entity. Of course, the entity. For I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell? Of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume.
Key.
You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it.
Sweet.
Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
Cool.
What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
More questions.
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
I think we've been through
The
everything.
woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Well, I think that went alright. We lied our ass off and almost threw Kim under the bus, but she's chilled out now. She's going to let us go in there, and she gave us a key. Yeah, I remember hearing a lot about Planescape Torment back in the day. People did talk a lot about the story. It's meant to have a really good story, really good dialogue and stuff. Never got a chance to play it. It was scary with the like 4 or 6 CDs or whatever it was, but all of those were bajillion discs.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
This time, is this actually like a 1-to-1 time? Well, it's almost 4:30. I feel like this is actually real time. Because it's almost 4:30. I guess we've still got a bunch of time to do stuff. You want to go in here already? I think it helps sort of talking to other people. Like, I'm wondering if some of the dialogue then was only because we talked to that Semenese guy first, who gave us a rundown on a lot of things. But I guess we'll go in here now since we're here. Yeah, also in this game, everyone's racist. Like,
You
super
see a
racist.
set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Let's go in.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Semenese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Oh! She tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. Is it David Bowie? A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
We got a challenge to break the door. I guess if we broke in here, then we could break the door, but we've gone in the smart way.
Only echo. No one is there.
We'll use the key.
After exerting some
New
force,
skill point.
you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
We can ask Kim to go in first. Let's go in there. We got a skill point. Oh, Kim. I never noticed this. He's got something to say.
What is this place?
Kim wants to talk. So we got these stat points. I have no idea what I'm doing. Hey, it's the most classic RPG situation where it's hard to really know what I want to level up. I've got logic and perception. Rhetoric might be good. The art of persuasion. Enjoy rigorous intellectual discourse. Play the actor, lie and detect lies. Yeah, all this intellect stuff I kind of like. We've got nothing on physique and motorics. Endurance, pain threshold, all this stuff. What are we feeling? Visual calculus. Reconstruct crime scenes. Sounds alright. Maybe we'll just go rhetoric for now. Empathy. Understand others. Work your mirror neurons. Let's just go rhetoric. That looks good for now. We're having a lot of rigorous intellectual discourse for sure. So yeah, this looks like a gym. What is this place? It's an adventure. It's the Neverworld. I think this may be the Artemetep's boxing club for young athletes.
I think you're right, though it looks like no one's been here in ages.
Oh, I got XP for answering that correctly.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Ooh, cool. You got that flashlight?
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Good old Kim. What? The poster says Citius Fortis. Shot put ball? Dude, is it really worth that much? A ball used for playing shot put. A favorite pastime of elderly gentlemen. You feel like you should hold on to this and make good use of it. To sell such beautiful old school sports equipment would be a sin. Oh, it's worth so much though. Doomed commercial area. Worn out wall bars. You can pump some iron.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
I'm incredibly weak. Apparently I've succeeded. Physical instrument check though.
There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Collars as in things on the side to stop them sliding off.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter? Dude, yeah, there's no way we're picking that thing up. Notice collars. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone.
Stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. It's like a memory's coming back from something.
It's just a memory.
Just a memory. Dude, I'm not touching that thing.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Flashlights go in hand?
Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them.
That makes no sense at all.
I'm sorry, the fundamental laws of the universe don't seem to agree with
What are you talking
detective,
about? I have to
but
hold
the
it
fact
in my
remains
hand?
that it's too dark to see in here without a flashlight. So come on, we've got work to do.
Some areas are inaccessible without your flashlight. After you've acquired it, go to your inventory and equip it in a held slot to continue exploring.
We've got two. Held left, held right. Let's put it in our right hand. Got chain cutters, pry bar. Oh, I can look around. Hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. This is a bit spooky. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. Naked mannequin torso. There's a lot of sounds going on. Spooky. Ooh, money. Ooh, a lot of it. Hell yeah. We'll take that. Blue velvet. Lot more money. Skis of slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Production schedule filament memory. The hell is that? The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand, its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule. The filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. I don't think we've come across something like that yet. Have we got something cool?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
You sound surprised and a bit cautious. Well, apparently this is a radio computer. What the hell is this? you think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Let's touch it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Jam it in.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
Fortress accident.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean that glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
We don't have a password. This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Is it my birthday?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Is it my mother's maiden name? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
Still no. Received. I will register this login attempt.
Do you have to?
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Fortress Accident? Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalogue before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games.
Interactive
That's what the catalog says.
call-in radio games.
That's not bad.
Wow, so conceptual. And what's that, this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
What are you, a machine, or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Hi,
She
Yvonne.
repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios. Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress accident. Good. Please repeat the password. Received.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else? Yes.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
My partner tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid. I feel like we shouldn't say that. Isn't that kind of just dissing her? I kind of want to use every dialogue line, but I doubt we're going to upset this lady too much.
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
East Insulindian Station.
I work as for now. Please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Votre Accident.
There wasn't anything else to poke at, was there?
That's not bad.
Any other questions? Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Press print.
Nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest. Nothing happens.
Let's take it back out of there, not just leave it in there. I wonder if something bad happens if you just leave it in there for later and leave. Don't actually take it back out. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic tiles. Very pesantic.
Hold on. How do I know what Kedron mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
The Game Master.
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
The Game Master.
A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
Conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings?
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space.
Sidereal space. Translucent welkins.
Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin.
What?
One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Let's examine this welkin.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin. his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged.
To everyone and everything is racist in this game.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Why would anybody spend so much time on this? Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? Whisper, one of them is a Welcome supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Just look at those details. So much effort.
Photos?
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden.
It's just someone's radio D&D campaign.
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Have a look at the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune Out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe.
Did we get all that? Are we following all of that? No idea. It's just this door, wasn't it? No, there's more stairs.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Computer, chalkboard, and fireplace. I mean, it does seem like a failed business. Someone tried to exercise the curse using technology. Looks like an undercover counterintelligence program. 2? We're going 2? If you say number 2, I'm not sure with like delay if you mean this specific bit.
No, that's not it. I think it looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games.
It's just
Only
D&D.
these people were trying to automate it.
It's just
Make it
radio
work on
D&D.
computers.
It's a radio D&D campaign.
Utter
Bunch of nerds.
madness, he thinks, is a compliment.
Utter madness is a compliment. And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with heat death thrown in.
Heat death.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
Dude, this game makes me feel so dumb. It's so verbose and there's so many words. I'm hammering Google here, like looking at words. Interisolary? Dude, I Googled the word interisolary and it's all responses about Disco Elysium. I think they are just making up words. Interisolary game before. What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Which is, hopefully that filament will give us more info, but we need a password.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
They're insane if they thought they could do this. It was just a play to cheat money out of their investors' pockets. The curse got them. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it.
Yes, especially in here.
The lieutenant looks around the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor in front of your feet.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Ooh, got XP. The stairs? Or is that the way we came in? 'Cause there's still a door back here. Whoa. Money. Ooh, magnesium. Maybe I should pop some magnesium. Because our morale is pretty low. But how do I choose? I think I've only got magnesium because there's something else to raise morale. It just gives us our count here. Should probably heal that.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
The avatars for all the different concepts of your mind speaking to you. Like, this is our visual calculus. It's cool. What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Let's open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Kim doesn't like this big bear at all. It's stressing him out. Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Have a look at the note.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Note. Interact button in inventory. Interact.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
The off-site copy is still here.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Soif.
I wonder who wrote that note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry?
That's a plausible hypothesis.
Remind me again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Some local miscreant, probably. There are tons of them running around in Martinez, ready to stir up trouble. We usually dispatch our junior officers to deal with them.
Do you have any idea what a frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers hidden inside its belly.
Ice cream wrappers?
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
It's pretty cool.
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Cool. I need to take a quick breaky. For a couple of minutes. Just bathroom, kitchen. Ice cream maker. Yep. I'll BRB quickly. Let's do a hard save. I won't be too long.